stuff out on the internet. Give me.
There ain't no thing. Oh, I want him, and he's married to you, and it's not that. I'm a girl's girl. So when it comes to like that, that's not it. We all know that Remy was already out here having her little boy toy or whatever. Right? He done came out and done said it that they were in a relationship 2 years.
Wow.
So don't look at me and say, oh, you just came and messed up this happy home. That's not what happened.
Because that relationship was already over.
That was already over.
Okay.
So now that's their privacy, and they didn't do that. But she's out with this guy, parading around, whatever. So everybody knew that she was with this guy already. So it was a private situation and a private understanding of what was going on.
Papoose was a good man for what I see. I wish I had a good man like Papoose. Remy Ma now want Papoose back. And he done moved in with her. Now she gotta play the hand that she picked. That man waited for her like she was in jail.
In recent times, we're not ready for this work. She said it's natural. She don't have to. Sorry that I like talking about faith. Sometimes people get hands put on that stuff. And I love boxing. It's one of my favorite
events. I am wondering, what would it take? How much money would it take for you to jump in the ring with Remy Ma? Just what? Yeah. Girl, she leaked your number. What? Your actual telephone? Oh my God.
So at this point, it does. It's going to be intense. It don't have nothing to do with whatever else. It's just that part of it. That part there is where it's like, you business want me to take money.
Right.
Why would you do that? You know, you should have came to me like straight.
Hello, Barbara. This is Shirley. And you ain't too young to know about Barbara. This is Shirley.
Oh, no.
I got it. Too young to know about Hello, Barbara. This is Shirley.
It's one of the more things like, but
After Remy shocked the entertainment business by sharing on social media about Papa's alleged affair with champion Claressa Shields, Kirk Frost made the decision to jump into the dispute right away. I promise you that he had receipts just when. We thought things couldn't get hotter or more dramatic. And he didn't intend to hide anything from you with the fervor of a big brother trying to keep you safe? When young Kirk was first starting out, for those of you interested in a detailed analysis of this hip-hop, Kirk Frost hurried to the scene and defended Papoose, praising him for his dignity and grace. In front of her, he even went so far as to call Remy toxic, exposing that she was actually out here pretending to be sympathetic. While playing games and hanging out with other rappers behind the scenes, allow me to take you back to last year, when it all started. A disaster even yet. The news that Remy Ma and Papa's ostensibly perfect marriage had failed startled the entertainment industry. It was entirely the mastermind's responsibility that Papouzia was publicly humiliated. Remy was allegedly hanging out with underground battle rappers a few weeks after the device was utilized. Easy, the block. And get this tea. Captain, his disgust and disdain for everything shocked everyone, and the scan was just the beginning. Remy had been living his life with a child and a new bride a few days prior. Remy lost his temper and chose to wreck everything when Papoose finally decided to come out. A few months later, even more shocking information was revealed by insiders. Rooney had a polyamorous relationship with a negative news writer who is not a reporter. She claimed that Papoose was complicit in the incident and posted alleged screenshots and receipts on social media, including on July 4th. Despite the fact that his name was buried in the dirt, Papoose handled the matter with dignity and respect. The good man remained silent and focused on leading his life, living with boxing champion Claressa Shields and having an affair. Sharing intimate remarks from Papo and Claria's private conversations isn't going above and beyond. Everyone was startled when this boxer and world champion woman also revealed this color. The comments disclosed everything, including the purportedly unpleasant phone conversation Papu had with Claressa while still living in her home. Remy Ma decided to confront someone after hearing my voice, but they abruptly hung up. Tie, my love. They truly had a time making a livelihood, and the impact of the file was greater than anyone could have imagined. The girl usually makes others wince just by looking at her is Remy Ma. She is just as fervent as a WB star. Claressa Shields gave Remy a faultless clap in response after bringing back her championship trophy. Claressa swiftly moved her dispute from Instagram to Twitter, where her comments created a commotion and made everyone grab popcorn. Everyone was left wondering how a woman with 2 partners could be unhappy with a man who was just warming up. When she was knocked out by an SK fighter, before she posed the question, social media was in utter chaos, and she only had one girlfriend. I think it's ridiculous that a 45-year-old lady would act in such a crude manner. Text is incredibly crazy. Take action, she said. I'm not someone you can bully because you're angry and bitter and making yourself look bad, in reaction to Remy's vulgarity. Following her outburst on social media, Lum Media ND appeared stupid. In retaliation for losing the battle, CKS fixes her shade. Retaliation because I'm not 45 yet and you're 29. To put it simply, you're not developing into a decent wine. Add a request to your partner's flowers, honey. She is in a romantic relationship. This time, he didn't even answer his phone because he was using a side piece, to paraphrase Clara. Everyone's back and forth caused their alerts to go off during the interview after a period of silence.
Coverage of, who you're dating, your personal life, beef with rappers and all.
I don't even know what you're talking about. But I have to be honest, social media is not a real place. People who create stuff all the time, and you just kind of have to deal with it. And I guess with, you having all these followers and your stardom comes hate and all this different type of stuff. But only thing I've noticed is that people are very intimidated by natural black women.
So you're saying it's not true?
Is what true?
Is all the whole Remy and Pap situation, none of it was true?
I don't have nothing to do with that. I have been open in all my relationships that I've had. Mm-hmm. All of them.
This is made a story because Pap.
I don't even know nothing about that.
But I'm just saying that's why it's being made a story, is because
I am 29. So how can I know about any of that? Let's just be honest. So this is what I'm saying. When I'm ready to announce who I'm with, I will do that. But till then, everything else is just speculation. And the internet, once again.
Big Brother commended Papoose for remaining calm and dignified in the face of Remy's alleged friendships and behind-the-scenes antics with other rappers. However, Kirk Frost wasn't just playing around. He was starting this drama. Just when we thought it couldn't get much hotter, he decided to jump right into the flaming fire. He had receipts, and let me tell you that he had no intention of hiding anything. For those of you who have read a detailed account of this burning catastrophe, let me begin from the beginning. Last year, the entertainment industry was startled to learn that Remy and Papoose's seemingly perfect marriage had ended. But honey, this complex dramatization was only getting started. A few weeks after the explosion, rumors circulated that Remy was the reason behind Papo's public humiliation, despite her efforts to portray herself as the innocent victim. Don't worry, that scandal was only the beginning. This man reportedly belonged to Papoose social circles and was skulking around with Get This Tea and Easy the Block Captain, an underground battle rapper. A few months later, sources claim that Remy was allegedly involved in a full-on pill-popping incident with another rapper, sparking yet another furious dispute. When Papoose decided to go out and live his life with a new woman, Mai went crazy and wanted to wreck everything. A few days before, she claimed Papoose had been having an affair on social media, posting alleged photos and documents as if it were. July 4th, Grace, like a good gentleman, handled the situation with deference, remaining silent and focusing on his future while avoiding insults and spilling any tea. Papoose recently went all out, revealing their private conversations with boxing champion Claressa Shields, as well as their own harsh remarks after having an affair with Shields. But trust me, sweetheart, she wasn't kidding. Everyone knew Remy Ma, so she added, "This girl is supposed to be a world champion boxer, baby." Remy said that Papao apparently fell asleep during a phone call, and they were all startled to learn that Claressa was still living under her roof and hang up. This honey got into an argument with someone who actually fights for a living after hearing my voice. Nobody could comprehend how explosive the filthy repercussions were. She has always been the girl who makes people uneasy simply by looking at her because of her early boss attitude. When Claressa Shields returned all of her title belts with the precision of a professional fighter's knockout punch, it caused a sensation on social media, even though our Claressa was only warming up. Everyone was curious about how a woman like her accomplished it as she swiftly moved her few free Instagram posts to Twitter. Her obscene comments made everyone grab popcorn. This 45-year-old woman is seen acting like a clown. People who have two lovers could find it annoying when a man just has one. Quit creating fake remarks on social media to make yourself appear silly, because you are resentful and angry. You are not the type of person you can intimidate. Remy fell in love with filth after seeing our social media posts, adding, "I'm not 45 yet, but you still hit on me? I called your partner and begged him to buy you flowers and gifts, but he didn't pick up. Answer this week." Well, he was engaged in his side endeavor. After 1 month of silence, everyone's alarms suddenly went off. It's just said, "Honey, you're not aging my fine line."
On, this pedestal and held them in high regards and have high respect for what.
The song that best describes our relationship is our Whoop Evangeline.
Since I've moved on, I've filed for divorce multiple times. And due to Rema's persistent adultery, I had to label her a narcissist instead of acting like an adult. She desires to be in charge. Chase on social media when Papoose decided that enough was enough. He broke his silence in the most dramatic way possible. Interview 15,135-1529. And allow me to explain. The drama train keeps going. Kirk Frog was entirely right when he said that the situation's double standards are more evident than a fire alarm. Even though it is all very humorous, why is everyone ignoring Remy just because she's a woman? If Theo were to entice her here and carry out half of the offenses Remy has accused her of on social media, he would be asking for his head on a platter. Little Scrappy does not spare Cayenne when he expresses his opinions about this asterisk, as you can expect.
Knew a few months before our battle hit me and holler. The nigga knew already. I know he up there trying to play victim and all of that shit, but the nigga knew. He knew 2 years ago. I ain't gonna lie. Me don't let me catch up. He knew. He knew. And I'm gonna tell you about how he knew. So how he knew is that y'all that y'all think that's so thorough, he put a recording device in Remy's car. So how he knew is he was bugging her fucking car. So that's how the nigga knew that he's a weirdo. He bugged the car and you couldn't really hear me on the other side, but you could hear her talking to me. So that's how he knew. And it's not cap. I got all the proof. So as soon as he say it's cap, I'm gonna show you all the proof. I'm just keeping $1 here. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So I'm just say I was under everything that basically is niggas.
Although it is unfortunate that Papoose and Remy relationship has already soured. Let's be honest, Remy is primarily to blame for this state of affairs, because even though Papoose handled everything on social media with poise and composure, It is now clear that this divorce needs to be finalized as soon as possible. Remy's unpredictable behavior and disclosure of his situation resulted from his refusal to acknowledge that he was happy with someone else. Claressa Shields understood that both partners must be dedicated for a marriage to work. Because this problem is so obvious, fans of Beyond aren't holding back when it comes to expressing their thoughts about atonement. Some critics claim that Remy is bitter and won't let Papoose leave because she made fun of him in public. Now that all is out, who can truly blame him? His attempt to move on with someone else was a mistake. Frost reprimanded Remy for trying to play the innocent when she was accused of having an affair with that battle rapper. The way this entire situation is playing out is causing the organization a great deal of misery. It happens often that someone finds it intolerable to watch their ex-partner pursue more ambitious goals even while they have a world champion. Remy's behavior serves as an excellent example of how some ex-partners act when they see their spouse develop and learn new abilities. Joy argues that while Remy was allegedly behaving similarly, the accusation of adultery made against her by the media was unfair. This is an instance of hypocrisy. Look, everything is okay. The focus is on hurt sentiments, and the truth is more powerful than any headline. These receipts are self-evident. This case shows how toxic connections can arise during Night Pride Evo. What ought to have been a private matter has evolved into a full-fledged entertainment extravaganza, with fans and other celebrities occupying the main stage. Remy's choice to post personal concerns on social media, instead of privately, shows how much their one-sided cooperation has soured. It's becoming increasingly clear that sometimes letting go is the best thing you can do for your mental and physical well-being. While Papoose seems to be trying to move on with his life as the drama unfolds, Remy's actions suggest that she is still hanging on. The way the public has responded to her actions shows how times have changed in terms of handling clearly uncontrollable situations, and her actions are a prime illustration of how partnerships can end. We are keeping a close eye on what may turn out to be the biggest celebrity drama of the year because of the current circumstances. So we are here to share every last detail. The turmoil in relationships seems to be far from over. That's the hot tea for today. Get alerts for every transaction that proceeds.